So you guys have just seen the awakening event's going to be happening today, and I'll get to why that is in a minute. But if you're looking to hoard gems this time, all I'm going to say is don't put all of your eggs in one basket. If you take a look at the roadmap, if you take a look at the months, and if you have played this game previously in the past years, you will realize that there's nothing that's going to be added to spend awakening gems on. The next awakening event is supposed to be in January 2023, which I hope it is. But in October, which is this month, the only thing that's supposed to come out is going to be the arcane weapons for level 81. And there's going to be some people that's going to have them and they're going to spend some gems on them. But when you take a look at the arcane helmets and the gear vests for level 81 that was released, the Kraken stuff, there's barely anything. So what that means is there's possibly going to be barely any weapons as well, meaning barely any gems are going to be spent. And then you take a look at November, you have the 10-year anniversary, or we might have a Jero event, we might have a Harvest event, one of those two events, but we will have the 10-year anniversary. And here's the thing, those three events, there's also nothing to awaken. So gems are useless again, and the entire month of November. You take a look at December, we have the Horror Frost event, possibly. That's another useless event for awakening gems. And then finally, we have the Winter event, which has the Creed, the Avarice, the Desire, Venal sets. Here's the issue. Those literally get released just before the next awakening event. So I'm not seeing Awakes to be a profitable investment this time until January 2023. And if they don't re-release the Awakening event in January 2023, I have no idea what these developers are planning then. But it's supposed to be every 6 months. I'll get to why in a minute as to why they decide to release one now. Okay, why do we have this Awakening event? Why is it bad? We have this Awakening event because these developers have planned all along with the Labyrinth event. They added all of these arcanes and mythics back into the game, made them dirt cheap so everyone can afford them, and then they put this awakening event out to have it to where everyone's like mentally, oh look, I have all these gears, I have all these mythics, let me spend some gems, let me spend some money on some gems to awaken this stuff. On paper, that looks good, okay? It looks good on paper, but in the long-term effect, it's extremely bad. First, they lose trust with their players because the developers, in their own words, said that Awakening event is supposed to be every 6 months. They didn't lie to us. They did not lie to us. I mean, it says that they can change anything whenever they want. It's their own company, of course. But the fact that they just throw this event out of nowhere, they lose trust with people. But that's not the main point. The main point is these weapons, they crash their economy with the pet eggs, and they didn't learn from that. So with Xavier, that just happened. That gave access to every single pet in the game to everyone. Made all the pets dirt cheap. People were like, oh, that's a good thing, that's a good thing. No, it's not. Dude, I keep telling you guys this. And it's already happening. Take a look at the Phoenix pet that was just released in the store a few days ago. That Phoenix pet, okay, it was 1750 plat. After that Xavier event that just happened, everyone got all the overpowered pets, the most overpowered pets in the game. Everyone owns them. And then this Phoenix pet comes along in the store, and maybe 15 of them sell. It did terrible on sales. Spacetime Studios loses out on profit because of that. And they lose out on storage space because they have to store that pet in this game for eternity. They literally just lose out. They made maybe $2,000 on that Phoenix pet. That's not a lot of money. That's barely anything. $2,000 you could wipe your ass with. But what I mean is, if they were to not release that Xavier event to have everyone have all these OP pets accessible, that Phoenix pet would have probably made them $10,000. That's the difference. Also, people know that that Phoenix pet is also going to be re-released into the next Xavier later on, so why even buy it? The ones who have bought it are struggling to sell it. The only reason as to why it's so expensive right now is because barely any Phoenix eggs exist in the game. Because no one bought them. Because they're not overpowered. Because everyone has the most overpowered pets in the game already. That's the issue. They have to constantly make more and more overpowered pets, beating the previous pet in order to make them sell. I tried to point that out, no one listened to me. And now the same thing's happening with weapons. Except it's worse. The reason it's worse is because it's making new players quit. If you was to download a game and get infinite currency on that game, have everything access to you, you're going to be one-shotting all the enemies. You're going to be unkillable. And when that happens, you become bored as hell of the game because there's nothing for you to do. You have infinite of everything. It's the same feeling when you play AL and you get these overpowered gears. You can complete PvE maps, you can destroy everything, get all these overpowered stats. You don't need overpowered awakes to be OP in this game. That's the issue. These new players, they start the game, they spend maybe a week to get to level 81. And when you're new, you're not focused on talking to people, so you don't have friends. You're only focused on leveling up and getting gears at the moment. Because it's a game, you're progressing, you're supposed to slowly go through it. But in AL, you instantly have everything within 2 weeks. So the first week they spend getting to level 81. The second week they spend farming to get enough gold to afford like Aquarius or the most overpowered mythic gears in the game, which is like 1 million gold for the weapon. It doesn't even cost like 3 million gold to get the most overpowered stuff. Not counting awakes. So they spend 2 weeks in this game. The only knowledge they have is to farm the Elite Zodius, and that they already have the good enough gear to complete the game. What else is there to do? The answer is nothing. Because as a new player, it's already hard enough to find friends in this game to talk to in 2 weeks. It's extremely hard. I myself am experienced with this game. I can't find someone to talk to as a friend within 2 weeks. I barely have friends in this game, and it's not other people's fault that I do. It's just I'm very specific on who I choose to be around. It's just how I am. I don't judge people. It's just personalities and stuff. I have different hobbies than most people, things like that. But so they don't have friends in this game, and they have knowledge to know that they can complete any PvE map that they want in this game already. You've beaten the game. You have all this stuff. Why do you continue to play? There's no reason. So they get bored from this game and they quit. They feel that they have beaten the game, so they quit. If you play a game to where you have infinite currency in it, you feel that you have beaten the game. There's nothing for you to do because you can afford everything. You have everything. That's the same feeling. Some may disagree with me and say that, oh, that's not the same feeling because there's vanities that they can buy. There's more expensive, exclusive arcanes like the Olorus or the Kershaw that they can buy. They don't know that. They don't have knowledge of the auction. They don't have knowledge of pricing. They don't have knowledge of things like that. If they was to build a house, they don't have knowledge on anything. That's why it's bad to instantly get everything in the game, is because when you play a game and you slowly progress, you're supposed to be learning about the game in the meantime. You're supposed to be learning. And if you're not learning about it and you just have everything, it becomes boring. And that's the issue of society. People, even in real life, people don't understand that in order to become successful, you have to spend a lot of time and a lot of fucking effort. I am 21 years old. I am almost a millionaire in real life. I started from the rock bottom. When I'm saying rock bottom, I was homeless at a young age. You guys don't understand. I seen the potential in life. I sat there for hours. I would work 20 hours a day at a job, or even I would be awake for days, and I would sit there and I would manifest things inside of my head on what I can do to make money. to succeed. I mean, people expect everything to be handed to them instantly, and that's the issue of society. That's the main issue. No one's learning about anything. So hopefully this helps you guys understand why giving access to everything is bad. Hopefully you guys understand that there's no way to have profit on the Awakening Gems for the next few months, because of the fact that there's nothing new going to be added. Not a whole lot more for me to go over. I keep pointing things out. I don't think many people's listening. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Good luck with your gameplay.